Welcome to Codes of Harmony. Okay, it's early morning here. Oh, not too early, I don't think. I might have slept in a little bit. Okay, we have a channeled message today. The channeled message is how to spot a charlatan. And oh, by the way, SBS Chill is just playing in the background. That's digital radio, but it's on the TV. Well, I heard it on the radio, and I saw it on the television. So only take what resonates, leave what does not. On YouTube, we need to say that this is for entertainment purposes only. That's right. That's what you have to say for legal reasons. You know, so we don't get sued. Mm. Okay, choosing love, choosing peace. Look at my wild hair out there. Oh, hi. Welcome on in. Just heard Siri. Maybe you use Siri a lot. Oh, there you go. Disappeared. Okay. So, how to spot a charlatan. What is a charlatan? Oh, should I look up what a charlatan is? Hold on. Just a second. Just a moment. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. By you being yourself, you've taught me so much. Okay. I just saw the pyramids in my mind's eye. That's so strange. Okay, let's get it. Let's find out the definition of a charlatan, okay? Some of you may be tarot readers, some of you may be mystics, some of you may be baby tarot readers, right? So just starting out. Do we want to go to the left? Do we want to go to the right? Well, it all depends on your perspective, right? Like, it's left to you, it's right to me, it's right to me, it's left to you, right? Does that make sense? And then some people wear their berets just like this. Like a little, it's cute, right? It's green. Green makes me think of the forest and the rainforest. Okay, let me just look this up real quick. Definition. I just saw Times Square. I'm a channel, by the way, I'm channeling. Definition of a charlatan. Charlatan? Charlatan? How did I spell it before? Oh, I missed the R. Like R-rated. I would have the chat open, but every time I seem to be doing a video, there seems to be comments that are being restricted. And I don't have my moderator here today, so. Okay, a charlatan. According to the Oxford Dictionary, a charlatan, a person falsely claiming to have a special knowledge or skills. The origin comes from the Italian word ciala or ciale, to babble. That's funny. Cialatano and the French charlatan. So charlatan's a French word, right? Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Because the French, oof, they can talk. They can talk. Oh, that's funny because I'm also wearing a beret, which is also French. That's funny as well. Okay, the Merriam-Webster. I think I heard something about Merriam-Webster, the dictionary recently. Charlatan, a noun. Okay, synonyms for charlatan. Number 1, quack. Entry for sense 2. Charlatans harming their patients with dubious procedures. That's interesting because I've actually survived quite a lot of... Oh, I'll talk about that another time. Because like you might want entertainment here, right? Number 2, one making usually showy pretenses to knowledge or ability. I just saw the moon in my mind's eye. Please give me clear and divine guidance, be most beneficial for everyone involved. Did you know, in medieval Italy, people roamed throughout the land selling fake remedies and making false claims about their healing abilities? That's so interesting because I worked with this Italian man for a while. That's funny. Yeah. Many of these pretenders reputedly came from a village called Cerreto. I'm not making this up, okay? I'm not making it up, I swear. Okay. Cerrito? Can you see that, guys? I'll do like the makeup ads. I mean, the TikToks. Can you see that? Here, they do this, don't they? In the makeup thing, they go like that. Yeah, Cerreto. So I don't know if it's Cerreto, maybe? Yeah, they all came from a village. They mostly came from a village called Cerreto. And as a result, Cerretano, meaning someone from Cerreto, became an epithet. Is that the word? I don't know. I went through a very culturally, racially, neurologically biased education system, as many of us did, right? Became a epithet for a quack physician. In addition, these frauds used a practice patter to attract customers, like the chatter of a circus barker. Barker, that's so interesting. There's a musician here called Barker. The Italian word for to chatter is ciale. You can leave it in the comments if I'm mispronouncing anything, because I know that some people get funny about mispronunciations. Is that how you say it? But see, the way that I channel actually sometimes involves like, what's it called? Mispronunciations. Thank you, whoever sent me a telepathic message for that. You know, we're all telepathic to some degree, right? And lots of us came from families where that wasn't like supported properly. And sometimes it's in your blood as well. It's in your bloodline. Thanks for being here. Thank you for being you. That's very interesting. Practice patter to attract customers, like the chatter of a circus barker. The Italian word for to chatter is ciale. and chattering was so associated with the Seretano that the spelling of the word shifted to Cialetano. I might be mispronouncing that, as I said. By the early 17th century, English speakers had anglicized the Italian word to charlatan and adopted it as their own. Some of the synonyms for charlatan are fraud, sham, fake, pretender, quack, deceiver, mountebank, misleader, faker, imposter. Wow. Oh, there's a little ad playing in the corner of Merriam-Webster website. Charlatan. Some of the other similar words for charlatan are, you might be traveling at the moment. I don't know, are you traveling at the moment? Fraud, sham, fake, pretender, quack, deceiver, mountebank, misleader, faker, imposter, actor, phony, fakir or faker, I guess, hoaxer, counterfeiter, humbug, operator, ringer, sharper, quacksalver. Oh, that's an interesting word. Dissembler, that sounds French. Imitator, trickster, poser, swindler, copycat, impersonator, mimic, skinner. That's so funny because in the X-Files, which was one of my favorite shows when I was growing up, right? Oh, is my fringe okay? Gosh, it's so wild having thick hair like this, I tell you. Where was I up to? Bluffer, scammer, duper, dodger, defrauder, scamster, which kind of sounds like hamster, doesn't it? Feigner, sharpie, cozener. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so how to spot a charlatan. So, charlatans. 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 I can speak about this as a tarot reader, right? And there are, sadly, a number of people who claim to have psychic gifts, you know, extraordinary psychic gifts, who do not. So charlatans are really kind of like, I always see it like a bit like a used car salesman or like one of those telemarketer people that telemarket. No disrespect, obviously, to car salesmen or telemarketers. Okay, let me put it this way. There's like two major ways that a charlatan will try and manipulate you into going back to get more readings. This is something I've actually been personally studying, like not at a university or anything, but I've been studying it for quite some time because I'm a very I'm a person who doesn't like to, what's the word? I don't want to offend anybody. But I also know that I've been asked to channel this message for a specific reason. And maybe it's got something to do with apps. Maybe you're on an app. Maybe you follow people on apps. Maybe you go to see tarot readers yourself. Maybe you are a tarot reader. Maybe you know a charlatan. Maybe you have been scammed by a charlatan before. I've really been studying it. Like, I went deep underground studying. Like, it wasn't a rabbit hole. It wasn't a tunnel. It was, what's the word? I can't think of the word. But I've definitely absolutely been looking very deeply in this into this, because I never want anybody to book me for my services or receive a reading from me out of insecurity, out of fear, out of desperation, or out of any kind of manipulation that I have knowingly put upon that person, right? And so one of the main ways that a charlatan, like a tarot reader, mystic, somebody who claims to have some kind of healing powers or healing potential, is by making you feel like you are almost going to get the answer to your problem, the answer to your question, but intentionally leaving things confused. You know what this makes me think of? Have you noticed television shows these days? They all do this thing called a cliffhanger, right? So you'll be watching a television show on some kind of app, because let's be honest, TV, like just normal TV, is now riddled with advertising that repeats itself over and over again, trying to make you a bit, you know, so that you like go to sleep thinking about that product that was in that advertising that went over and over again. So I really believe in free TV. I think there always needs to be free TV. But what the different lawmakers, LAW makers, have allowed in terms of advertising and television is insufferable, right? So we all end up on these apps that give us, right? We all end up on these apps. We pay to get TV now from these apps because we don't want to be driven up the freaking wall listening to advertising on normal television. Oh, and don't get me started about the volume changes that they do on television now. They actually intentionally make it louder at nighttime, so if anyone falls asleep in front of the TV, the louder advertising will subconsciously seep into your mind. That's the idea. Yeah, so, that's what I was saying. So they all do this cliffhanger thing where it's like they'll spend the whole 40, 50, sometimes hour-long show building this story, and then intentionally leave it unanswered and cut off the episode at the most crucial time to understand and to wrap up, to bring clarity, right? To finish a story, or at least finish an episode. A TV episode is what we're talking about. Obviously, it was the same for radios. So I'm noticing in society that there's lots of this cliffhanger thing. And the cliffhanger thing that TV shows do these days, I believe has been inspired by, this might just be not always the case, but I think is very connected to and inspired by charlatans. Because if you go to a tarot reader, for example, or if you go to a healer, you might go to a healer who says, this can be the case with anything. Like, I remember once I started doing this, no, I'll talk about that another time. But you might go to a healer and they might know that they could help you hugely in healing in like the first 2 sessions. But to make more money out of you and to make you have a dependence on them, they might go, this is going to take about 6 or 7 sessions. And in between the sessions, you're going to need to pay for ... right? Instead of just giving you the best, most effective, most efficient healing techniques, right? And so you can end up spending thousands of dollars extra to a healer that you don't need to be doing so. Oh, excuse me. They just have a mind of their own, It's so funny. I went to the swimming hole. I almost said swimming hole. I'm such a black fella. I went to the swimming pool the other day, and I noticed there's a sign about like what swimmers you can wear, and one of them is like clearly a picture of like bikini bottoms that show a bit of your behind. And I looked at that and I was like, I just know that I would be treated differently wearing swimmers like that because I'm a brown woman, right? And then like somebody with like hardly any curves, which is often a more Western centric kind of body shape, probably wouldn't have any trouble, right? Anyways, side thought. Channeling. This is channeling. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. And thank you everybody who's actually actually click like. Thank you. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, so charlatans, so they will make you feel like you have to go back and see them more times than you need to. And some tarot readers, some mystics, some oracles, some sages who are low frequency, who don't have ethics, I must acknowledge that some of them may be desperate, like desperado. Why don't you come to your senses? That's a good movie, actually. Yeah, so desperados, if there's somebody who's really, really desperate and they have like a medical condition that they have, it's so much more expensive to be disabled, have a medical condition. If they are like in a war-torn country, or they're like trying to feed 6 children, then I can understand and sympathize with manipulating somebody's customers to keep coming back and to pay more. I can understand that. But that doesn't mean that it's right. And I say this as somebody who, as an oracle, I always deliver the messages that I am asked to by Spirit. I always deliver the messages that I know and can tell are going to be the most beneficial for whoever I'm reading for, whoever I'm doing a healing session for, whoever I'm doing a sound healing session for, whoever I'm doing energy work with. Because what kind of person would call themselves a healer if they are knowingly not helping people heal as quickly or efficiently or beneficially as they could in order to make money? That's so gross. If that's the case, don't be a healer. Go be a car salesman. Go make $1 trillion in an unethical company or corporation somewhere. Go work for the banks. Go sell used cars. Don't call yourself a healer. Don't call yourself a sage, an oracle, a tarot reader if your primary focus is not helping people heal. Clearing the path. Oh, we've got some energy coming through trying to interrupt. Did everyone feel that? I actually am gifted, so I felt that. Let me see, what have I got here to make some noise with? Ooh. What could I use? Un momento. Is that how you say it? Okay, sorry. Thank you for your patience. Let's just clear some energy, right? What are we going to use? Ooh. Scorpionic shaker. Hey? Who's a Scorpio in the house? We got a Scorpio in the house. We got a Scorpio in the house. Scorpio in the house. Scorpio in the house. Okay. Just clearing the energy. Clearing the space. Okay. It's so exciting to be having this conversation with you guys. Like, I didn't think that doing this study would take so long, to be honest. I didn't think that it would be such a deep dive, you know? Oh, there's my little bell. Okay. Oh, excuse-moi, pardon-moi. Yeah, I just felt really drawn to do this reading, to do this work really early today. So you'll have to excuse. Please give me clear and divine guidance, cooling and protection, clearing all projections, clearing all projections. Okay, I think that may have done it. I think so. I hope so. What else? Okay. May we continue? So you will notice that if you go to see a mystic, a magic person, somebody who claims to be a healer, I'm just making a video. Who is it? Yeah, that's okay though. Can I help you? All right. Clearing the space. Just clearing the space. Okay. Removing all distractions. Yeah. So. Oh yeah, that's another thing charlatans do. Charlatans some charlatans will straight out lie to you about what they see in the cards, right? Some of them will tell you what they know you want to hear, even though there are much harder to hear messages that you actually need to hear for your spiritual growth, for your healing, for the benefit of the whole collective, for the benefit of your family, for the benefit of your loved ones, for the benefit of your ancestors, etc., etc. Some charlatans will straight out lie to you about what they see in the cards. It's kind of like a translator, right? So this happens in movies all the time, of somebody has been hired or requested to translate things, but they won't translate things how they're actually hearing it. But the person they're translating to doesn't speak the language of the person they're translating from. And often the person they're translating from doesn't speak the language that, they speak different languages, right? And so the translator has a ethical and moral responsibility to try and translate the information to each other as true as possible, as true to the intention of what they're hearing. It's like that from the cards, from whatever divination tools you use, right? You will notice charlatans also may flirt with you. Yeah, so this is also something you may notice. And I guess this is a joke that also goes along with like fitness instructors, some yogi or meditation instructors will have a very particular physique, a very particular look about them, and may or may not use their kundalini energy, their sexual energy, their flirtation energy in order to manipulate the seeker of healing, the client, the customer, you might say, depending on how you want to look at it, right? And we all have different motivations. So what's been happening since in the last like 5 or so years, it's been increasing coming towards COVID. But when the pandemic took place, there were all of these fast talkers, right? All of these people that may have actually been car salesmen, that may have actually been, you know, selling things, selling things in a shop, or may have been telemarketers, right? And telemarketers, what they do is they call people up and they convince them to give them money, whether it's for a donation, whether it's to upgrade a, I don't know, an internet service provider, whatever it is. That's what a telemarketer does, is so they have to be really good at talking, they have to be really good at listening, and they have to be able to read what the person who they've never met before, most likely, you'd hope, right? Otherwise that's creepy. They need to read and see what that person needs to hear, or what's going to be. They need to almost roll the dice and gamble, or use their practice charlatanism to say what they think is going to encourage that person to give them money, you know? Oh, that reminds me, I haven't set up a PayPal on here. But I was doing some research into the people that own PayPal. Anyways, I'll talk about that another time. God, focus, Willerai. Oh, it's also funny. I understand this because I also, like I said, I've had a history of being a performer, being a performance artist. Although being a performance artist is very, very different to being an actor. That was something I was going to talk about in that video, but I didn't end up talking about it. What was the name of that video? Anyways, you can find it here on my channel, Codes of Harmony. And yeah, there's a very big difference between acting and being a performance artist, right? Although some people would say that the best actors are people that use parts of their personality and parts of their real, true self in order to embody and create realness within that character development. So I know about this stuff, you know, and I've done readings with people before where I know that they don't want to hear the thing that's coming out in the cards, but I know that they have to hear it, and I know that it's going to help them, even if it upsets them, annoys them, challenges them, triggers them, their shadow. You know, that's part of the healing process, is to trigger something to bring it to the surface in order to address it and heal it, particularly if it's something that's generational, particularly if it's something that's been with you since birth, particularly if it's something that is a big entity, a big energy, you know? I didn't make notes for this. I didn't write it down, but maybe I'll do that. But yeah, so they will make you feel fearful. They will make you feel like you have to see them. They will also try and convince you that they are the only one that can help the situation, which is never the case, right? Like I said in my short yesterday, when I wasn't able to do any lives, which is so strange because now it's working really well. What was I saying? Clearing the energy, just clearing the energy. Yeah, so fast talkers, good talkers, good talkers. Oh, by the way, digital radio is playing in the background. None of that music is mine. In fact, I think this is tricky. What an incredible artist. So watch out for charlatans. Yeah, also, that's what I was saying. They will flirt with you. They will try and flirt with you. And they will possibly even overstep the boundaries, you know, the professional, ethical boundaries, and may actually engage. And this apparently happens with therapists quite a lot as well. There's a whole syndrome or a whole development. And it's funny because you could see therapists as, sometimes you could see therapists as healers, but of course that depends on how safe therapy is for you, depending on who you are, and if you can find somebody that actually would understand your identity and your lived experiences, right? Because no matter what happens, like, human beings are human beings, and we all have our own biases, we all have our own perspective, and there's no way to be unbiased completely, which is why, you know, it's like when you go to the airport and it's like the humans are the ones picking you according to what you look like and blah, blah, blah. Oh, where's my water? I've just woken up. Did I mention that? God, my hair grows so fast. So funny, these are the first lyrics that have come on. Is that the case? That's so funny, the lyrics have just come on. I've been listening to this chill digital radio this morning on the television, and this is the first time there's been lyrics. That's so interesting. Maybe I'll turn it down a bit. Oh.
Why do you keep locking it?
You're so loud.
How am I loud? Huh? What? It's not.
Sorry, please excuse. Oh, it's okay. The lyrics stopped. It's gone back to chill music now. Thanks. Thanks, SBS. Shout outs to SBS. So radio waves. Oh, that's so interesting. I just saw in my mind's eye the White House, like the White House in America. How to spot a charlatan. Charlatans can just talk and convince you of anything, really. A good charlatan. Isn't that like an oxymoron, though? Because no charlatans are good people. Even if they're charming. And it really, really, like, makes it very difficult for people who are actually really gifted and who do the right thing by their clients and by their customers. But I know there are also people that just want to hear, you know, that just want to see a charlatan, because then they don't actually have to face their true self. They don't actually have to do real shadow work. They would just go on with this placating. That's the word. To placate. Let me see what that means again. let me see if I remember if that's the right word to be using. To placate. Placate, according to the Oxford language, which is funny because I've noticed that Oxford's coming up in the where there's normally like an AI thing. So I wonder if Oxford Dictionary is somehow, I wonder if they're working with to make that happen. Anyways, it's the first thing that pops up, right? It's a verb. Placate, third person present. Placate, past tense. Placated, past participle. Placated. Okay. To make someone less angry or hostile. They attempted to placate the students with promises. Interesting. Appeased. From the late 17th century, from Latin, placat, appeased, from the verb placare. Merriam-Webster. Oh, let's look at the Cambridge Dictionary, right? Placate, to stop someone from feeling angry, outraged. This is the example they use. Oh no, I'm not going to say that. Maybe I should. Outraged minority groups will not be placated by promises of future improvements. Thesaurus synonyms. To become calm and make someone calm. That's interesting because I was also thinking about like meditations, you know, guided meditations. There's so many more of those around these days online, you know. I don't know how many people are actually going to guided meditations in person. Calm down, calm, to settle down, to simmer down, to cool down, to cool off. Yeah, so charlatans will, instead of saying the thing that you need to hear or you should hear from the charlatan, from the healer, from a healer, from an oracle, from a sage, from a medium, from a tarot reader, or tarot, depending on how you say it. Is that angle good? You know, I went to film school once. Well, it wasn't technically film school. How's that? Is that a better angle for us all? That's a bit better. Oh, girls, simmer down. You have to excuse, I got like a yellowy piece of cloth because I don't like too much direct sunlight. Oh, not sunlight. I love direct sunlight. I mean direct lighting, you know, fake lighting. There's such a difference between artificial light and sunlight, right? Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so they'll try and placate you, and the thing is, to heal, you have to feel your feelings. You know, you have to actually feel your feelings to be able to process them and embrace them. So just say, just for example, and I don't mean to bite the hand that greeds, but I'm sure that a colonizer made up that term, right? But just say you're on this app and you're following a tarot reader or a healer. The ways that you can spot if they're a charlatan is that you just get this sense of manipulation. You just get this feeling that they just always leave you wanting more. You would just get this sense that But they're intentionally trying to confuse you and intentionally trying to make you feel insecure, or intentionally only telling you what you want to hear, giving you a false sense of shadow work, a false sense of healing. And maybe even, what's the term? What is the term? Oh, I can't say that on YouTube, can I? Not pulling your leg. How can I say it in a way that's not crude and ugly and awful? Which is what charlatans are, right? Please give me clear and divine guidance. That we know spirit is sure of everyone involved. Charlatans will prolong your suffering. Charlatans will keep you suffering so that they can make more money off you. This is an old scam. So it's important to use your discernment when it comes to the healers, tarot readers, sages, oracles, energy workers, even the Reiki workers. It's so important for you to use your discernment when it comes to who you watch, who you listen to, who you allow into your mind, into your heart space, who you trust with your trauma. So be careful when you're also commenting, because I'm seeing a lot of people really sharing like some very, very personal things. And I don't mean to discredit. There are some incredible healers on this site, in this platform. Incredible healers who are truly gifted. But there's also many, many charlatans. They're good talkers, you know? They can talk and talk and they're entertaining. Often they'll be funny. Often they'll have a great voice. Often they will have other gifts that they pull in, you know, like a spider pulling in webs. Spiders are actually seen as protective in lots of indigenous cultures. And there is so much healing that's taking place in this space and other spaces. Oh yeah, I'm not wearing any makeup. Just as a little inspiration for y'all. Because why should women have to wear makeup all the freaking time, right? Why should the way that we look be the most important thing? I have noticed that if I wear makeup and put little things on my nails, where I have nails, that my videos get shared more. Anyways, I'll make a video about that another time. Clearing the energy. Clearing the energy. Substance. There'll be a lacking of substance, and there'll be a never-ending cliffhanger. You will have a weird mix of feelings, of feeling soothed by a charlatan, right? So this isn't talking about the real healers, which there are a lot of in the world and here in this space, because there is a world beyond this space, right? Let's not forget that, lest we forget. And so there's a lot of mirroring that goes on between a client and a charlatan, between a truth seeker and a charlatan. A charlatan will study you, will look at read your body language, will read your voice, will use their own preconceived notions to judge and your class, your gender expression, your personality, right? Charlatans have a hard time with me, I gotta say. Because I'm not your average woman. I saw Jesus in my mind's eye. That's so strange. Tarot is such a powerful tool. But anyone can actually learn the meaning of tarot cards. You know, that's like rote learning. Anybody can actually learn the meaning of tarot cards. Not everybody can channel. Not everybody can hear messages from your dead loved ones. Not everybody can hear direct messages from ethereal energies or underworld energies. And not everybody has the integrity, the moral compass, and the ethics to tell you what you need to hear and what you deserve to hear and what will help you heal the most. And it makes it really hard for us real ones. God, I could make it my life's work to eliminate charlatans from this space. But hey, I got bigger fish to fry. I got better things to do. I keep hearing this protest chant that I've heard so many times in my life. Together we stand, divided we fall. And I don't want you to fall. I don't want to see society eat itself alive by following the remnants and tendrils of charlatans. Even if they're millionaires. I can see the bigger picture here. Can't you? Let's say this is a part one, because I'm sure I've missed some things, right? And I dare say, that some of us have the ability to even teach charlatans, and help them open up their heart. This is Codes of Harmony. I hope this has been beneficial and helps you spot a charlatan so that they cannot manipulate you and they cannot lead you astray and they cannot use you to make money, to hurt and harm other people, to take advantage of the sick, the suffering, those who are in pain, those who are in trauma, those who have been through things, those who are scared. How dare charlatans take advantage of that? Shame upon you if you're a charlatan, right? Even a charming one, even a good-looking one, even a clever one, even one that could stand on stage and talk for hours. So much love from Codes of Harmony. Is there something I forgot to say?